Jimmy lived in city with his family, but he loved nature, so for his son's birthday he decided to go to forest for celebration with family and friends and enjoy some time with Mother Nature. Jimmy booked a cottage which was near forest. There was arrangements for guests to enjoy nature and enjoy view of animals roaming in nearby place. On first day of their trip, while entering cottage, they saw a small dog. When Jimmy 2 years old son saw that dog, he offered it a biscuit with his small hands. Dog was happy to see little kid and get treat from him. Soon kid and that dog became friends, and from that moment dog wouldn't leave side of little kid even for a minute. On third day of their trip, they grandly celebrated little kid's birthday and everyone enjoyed it. Next day everyone wanted to enjoy more time in forest, so all adults decided to go for hunting in forest, and baby was left in the care of his babysitter in the cottage. After few hours Jimmy and his wife were first to get back to cottage. When they entered cottage they saw that main gate was open and in hall no one was there. So they called for baby and his babysitter, but they got no reply. They got worried and started to search for them in cottage. While searching, they saw that little dog and its mouth all covered in blood stains. Seeing this Jimmy's wife got scared and started shouting. In meantime everyone also returned to cottage and heard her scream and run toward there and saw that dog with blood stains all over its mouth. They all started beating that dog. Just then babysitter came back to room with little kid. Seeing kid safe and sound everyone relaxed and stopped beating that dog. But they were confused as there were blood stains in his mouth and all thought that dog harmed little kid and it was his blood all over its mouth. They inquired about it. Babysitter told them that a wolf was roaming around the house when all left. It came inside to attack kid, but luckily little dog was there with kid and fought that wolf to save kid. Dog fought hard and at last was able to kill that wolf. She told that in meantime she took baby inside for safety and didn't came out. Everyone felt guilt for beating that dog who saved little kid by risking its own life. Dog was still lying there all hurt, crying with pain. Jimmy felt bad for reacting without even knowing whole truth. He took that dog and gave him first aid, and from that day he joined them as their family member. Moral: actions taken in anger can be regretting. Sometimes we get chance to make it right, but not always, and it can haunt us for rest of our lives. This is a story about a poor man who used to get into food shop then sneak out without paying because of large crowd in the food kiosk. Of course the owner knew it, but not in any day he has stopped him. The reason for this will blow your mind. Watch the whole video to learn the power of prayers. There was breakfast shop near stadium. Many people would go there for breakfast. Once a customer who used to go there noticed that a person came in when it was crowded and taking advantage of crowd. After having dinner, he left secretly without paying. Next day as person was eating, that customer secretly told owner of that breakfast shop about him. On hearing that, owner of breakfast shop smiled and said, "Let him go. We will talk about it later." As usual after having breakfast, that man looked around and taking advantage of crowd, he slipped away silently without paying for food he ate. After he left, man asked owner, "Now, tell me why you let that man go?" Owner replied, "Sir, you are not alone, many regular customers have noticed him and told me about him. This man sits in front of my shop and when he sees that there is crowd, he secretly comes in and eat. I always see him but ignore and never stopped him or caught him, never tried to insult him." Customer was confused and asked, "Why so?" Owner replied, "Because I feel that the crowd in my shop is because of this man's prayer. He would sit in front of my shop and pray for shop to get crowded, because if this shop is crowded then he can quickly come in, eat and leave, and of course there is always crowd when he comes in. I do not wish to invite misfortune by interfering between his prayers and God acceptance of his prayer. I will always give him food and will never insult him or ask for money. Prayer makes everything possible. Don't get tired of doing good, you will never know. Maybe where you are, health you have or riches you have are a result of people who pray for you privately." In this touching tale, an old pious man teaches a valuable lesson about honesty and integrity to a well-meaning but misguided clerk at the train station. When offered a shortcut to avoid paying for extra luggage, the wise old man responds with a profound truth that leaves the clerk speechless. Once an pious old man had to travel with lot of luggage by train. So, He went to ticket counter and asked for train as well as luggage ticket for his travel to another city. Seeing old man, clerk recognized him. Clerk was an old acquaintance of that old man. Clark greeted him. While giving ticket, he gave him train ticket and said, "You don't have to take luggage ticket and worry about carrying luggage without ticket. I will be on same train and will ensure you that no one asks you for ticket for extra luggage." Old man asked him, "Okay. But how far you would be traveling?" Clerk told him name of station and said, "Don't worry, even if you have to travel further, then I will instruct ticket checker on next train to let you travel without any problem." Old man replied, "But how far will that person will accompany me?" Clerk replied, "He will accompany you to till last station of train." Old man replied, "But my journey will not stop there." Perplexed clerk at ticket counter asked, "How far will you be traveling?" Old man replied, "I have to go beyond all these worldly stations. After death I will go to see God. Who will accompany me there and help me get through there?" Clerk was speechless. Old man explained, "This train is public property and no one should be allowed to carry extra baggage and travel without paying correct fare. Today, I may be able to cleverly evade this authorities, but I cannot fool God." Listening to this, clerk realized his mistake and apologized to old man and handed him ticket for extra luggage. Moral: though our deeds may not be known to others, but God always knows what we have done, good or bad. Thus, we should overcome the temptation to do wrong.